Hey everyone, it's Jack with Quantum Conversations, and now I kind of want to talk about what might make certain elements leave a black hole versus other elements stay. Um, it's really interesting because you have all of these different religions and you have all of these different understandings of mass. So it's kind of weird. It's almost like maybe it's all, again, interrelated. Um, you've got okay, and I don't ascribe to any of these religions, so you're going to just have to forgive me, but you've got different people talking about refiner's fire, okay, where it's like you go through this huge melting process and then it burns away the dross, right? And then all that's left is gold or diamonds and stuff like that. And they call souls diamonds. Well, if we are comprised of stardust, all right, and one of the hardest things on the earth is a diamond, okay? Well, it could be possible that really our materials boil down to said materials. I mean, when you really sit and think about it, um, it's a theory. Or a soul could maybe boil down to a wavelength, or a sound wavelength when you really think about it. There's a lot of different things that it can be. Nobody really knows what the fuck this stuff is. So we can sit here and call people crazy for postulating ideas, but I'd rather postulate an idea than sit on my ass and not have a clue, okay? And the thing is it's a bit interesting that you have a lot of religions that talk about purifying. You have Dante's Inferno, which is kind of a similar kind of thing, the nine circles of hell, which is odd because it lines up with the planets, right? Until, the 10th planet or whatever. But you got all of that going on, and it's just a bit interesting when you really sit and think about it. Could it be possible that there is some sort of refining process? We already know that quartz has the potential to hold all the computer's worth of information in the world just in one stone. Imagine the possibilities. And that's in a stone. So when we say that souls are diamonds, or if we say that we go through refiner's fire and we get this purified state of matter, okay, is that really all that ridiculous? Maybe that is exactly what is going on. And maybe when we burn off other materials, those materials, because they only have a certain type of weight, a certain type of texture, stay in certain types of rings in the black hole. They might stay up at the top. Other things might stay at this level, and this level, and this level, until either the pressure turns them into another material, they combine with something else and turn into something else, or until it burns off and everything drops through. I'm not sure, okay? But it is an interesting concept. Pressure and heat, they go together, all right? So if there is immense pressure in a black hole, I can only imagine that there would be immense heat, like a refiner's fire. So if our universe is a black hole, then hell is on Earth. How do you like them apples? Kind of interesting, right? Because we see all these other theories about what hell is and da-da-da-da-da-da. But think about it. If Dante's nine circles of hell, right? It's kind of what it is, if you really think about it. If you're in a black hole and you're going down the swirly of life and you got sucked into a black hole, it is like hell. If we are repeating time in circles and we are increasing in pressure and getting less and less time to get things done, that's hell, okay? That is literally hell. If we remember things to be one way, and then once we go around the loop again, time is a bit different, but yet so much the same that we remember that it is repeating, yet it is different, that's hellacious. It's hellacious to watch what you know and what you know existed disappear, and there be no explanation for it. It's hellacious to have a bunch of irritation and pressure amongst people. And here's the other thing. Black holes, from what I would theorize, are quite the opposite of the rest of the universe. The rest of the universe is freedom. Black hole is enclosed pressure, gravity, intensity, pressure, heat, okay? That is a refiner's fire. It is like out of fucking control. All right, if I'm gonna go off the fucking theory chain, that is what I would say would be the elements and the internals of a black hole. So you've got refiner's fire going on. Now, on the outside, you have what? Peace, calm. Things are working together naturally. On the inside of a black hole, it's the exact opposite. You have intensity, irritation. Things are getting irritated and stirred up, and molecules are hitting together, okay, to create new things. It's like the primordial stew, okay? Primordial soup. Fuck ever. Anyways, it's like that. So everything's spinning around and colliding, and that's not a comfortable state, okay? We like equilibrium. We as human beings like a little bit of equilibrium, all right? So a little bit of homeostasis. But when it comes down to a black hole, it's anything but that. It's a refiner's fire. So you're spinning and spinning, and everything's changing, and you're changing and purifying until it's spits back out whatever materials back into the universe, into the dual universe, if you believe in like a dual universe theory, which I think would really make sense with the black hole. It's like an hourglass. And it's sort of like when you have an hourglass, right? It's sort of metaphorical. We flip it this way and it goes this way, we flip it that way and it goes that way. It's a whole time traveling thing. Well, think about it. Like when you really think about it, once the sand falls this way, then you got to go through that abyss and you flip it back over and everything gets purified and then you're filtered and then you go again and again and again. So it could very well be, it could even very well just be the state of how these two universes work together. And maybe perhaps that's the way it works like a figure eight when you're in a black hole. Like I said, this is a theory page. So you're going to get whatever you get. It's just thoughts and trying to maybe get to the bottom of things and put out some of the cool ideas that really aren't being discussed. So we could have a universe, multiple universes that do different things. We could have like an overall spacious, free universe. Then we could have the universe where you've been sucked into the black hole and then you're stuck doing figure eights for God knows how long. Who fucking knows? But you could pop out on the other end. It is a possibility. So time travel to me and the purification process is so interesting because you have so many religions on this earth that talk about purification. But what if religion, which is supposed to be about the soul, right? And what if soul is really energy, right? Energy cannot be recreated or destroyed, right? So you have the soul, say it's a sound wave, so everything is vibrating. They're all catching the same vibration. You're all on the same wavelength. So that's where you get your psychic shit, right? Soul vibration. It's a sound wave or something like that. It could be. And if that's the case, then it would be easy to read minds. Do you understand? If everything can be boiled down to a scientific principle, then it's easy to understand how people can do certain things when other people cannot. Maybe somebody's using 11% of their fucking brain. I don't know. But the reality is, it's all a possibility. Anything is possible if you just open your mind to think about it. So, if that's happening, then people are probably on the same wavelength going, oh, something is wrong here. We need something. So then people start creating religion, right? And it's all echoing the same kind of fucking principle. And the principles are basically, here's what you're going to go through. It's like, you've probably got people right at that vertex getting ready to pop out the other side that are still vibrating, and the vibrations are traveling and letting you know up at the top ring, hey, it's going to be a refiner's fire, motherfuckers, get ready. Totally possible. Another thing, it would explain a lot about the degeneration of this universe, all right? Because it's funny, because I know we talk about everything goes from a state of order to disorder, but what if that's only inside of a black hole? I mean, really, when you think about it, I'm really getting off topic now, but because this is another theory, but Ptolemy and Copernicus could both be right, depending on which side of the universe you're on, depending on if you're on the inside or the outside. So there's a lot of different things that could happen, but you know what I mean? So if the things outside of the black hole are peace and calm and balance. It's not going to be that way inside of the black hole, which would explain the differentiation. Because I don't know about you guys, but I definitely remember a point in time when people actually talked to each other and exhibited types of love and human care. I do not find that now. It is very rare. It is so rare. It's weird. And I'm not being jaded. I mean, I'm seriously, as a scientist, out there seeking it, and I'm struggling to find it. It's very strange. There is a massive change, and I have been notating this change over the last 10 years, as have others. So it could very well be possible that all of this could have happened, and on the inside, you're getting the irritation factor. You're getting people that are not exhibiting love, not exhibiting contentment, not exhibiting peace, not exhibiting balance. Everything's out of balance. You've got minerals getting ripped off here and molecules flying around there, and people are crabby as fuck, and it's a purification process, and nobody does well with stress. And I can only imagine that internally a black hole is nothing but chaos and stress, which would make sense why everything in a black hole would go from a state of order to disorder. But when you think about the rest of the universe, I don't really see that being the case. I see that being a principle of a black hole. I see gravity as being a principle of maybe a black hole, at least to the extent that we're seeing it. I mean, we could be black holes within black holes within black holes. It's an interesting thought. So, religion may actually be supporting a black hole theory. Dante's Inferno may actually be way more on point than any of us realize. And who knows, maybe he even knew all of this. I mean, when you think back about our great minds with Da Vinci and everybody else, I mean, they were far more advanced than we are even today in so many principles. So, again, we need to stay open-minded and think about these things. But I have talked for 12 minutes about this, and I am going to stop this video now.